From Cadmus to Crisis.
Nice leathers.
Oh, great, yeah.
Oh!
The book?
Are we back?
Do you have the book?
Our books are here. Are we back?
From Cadmus to Crisis.
Sorry about your ears, fuckers, but this is happening.
Oh, no, don't. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm turning it off.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Drew.
Hi, David.
Oh, hi. Should we introduce ourselves?
Yeah. My name's Drew.
I'm David. This is a Superboy podcast. We're coming at you live. I have to talk like this. My voice is fucked up.
Cadmus to Crisis. We're covering Superboy comics from the 1990s through when they ended.
Whenever it ends. Yeah, we don't even know. We didn't make it that far the first time.
I have the
It's
last
going to be
book.
tough to do it this time, I
I
think.
think I have the last book. Anyway, in the studio with us today
Guests.
is Alex.
And?
Alex.
Oh, say hi, Alex's.
Hi.
Hello.
There we
One's a girl!
go.
Oh my fucking god!
And one's an asshole. I'm just kidding. They're actually, the girl's an asshole, so it's like the same person. I'm just kidding, Alex. I love you.
It's a hive mind. Hive mind.
Yeah, you guys are like bees. Bumblebees. What the fuck?
God, no.
They're here.
This is the show, guys. Welcome to the show.
So we have these two experts in the studio today because they got drunk last night with David and they just happened to be here in the morning.
My life is fucked.
I'm not even sure that they know anything about our main character or...
Drew, we're covering Worlds Collide. It doesn't fucking matter. Did you listen to the last episode, kids? It's not going to matter this time either. It's not. In fact, I think we should have Alex Groh take us through this next book.
Actually, DC does wipe out the entire universe immediately after this crossover.
They do.
I guess you're right.
It goes right into 0 hour. It's never going to matter. Maybe, I don't know, did sales jump on Milestone books? Who even gives a shit? I don't care. This is stupid. Why
I
are we
bought
doing this?
a few statics. So, yeah, they spiked.
I enjoyed nothing from fucking Milestone. Actually, I bought some Static. You're right. That was a good book.
If they were in the quarter bin.
Never bought them off the shelf. That's true.
Right.
I bought all of these Worlds Collide books recently, so that's got to count for something 20 years later. I think. Perhaps. Probably not, though. It's probably not going to do it. I bought all these back issues, and now they're going to bring it back. They're going to be like, oh, we should relaunch Icon. It's going to be amazing.
We sold one of each.
We sold one of each out of the quarter bin at fucking Mile High Comics. And on Amazon and eBay, and now it's on like Donkey Kong. That's what
Whose
we're
idea
doing.
was Milestone? Do you know?
It's gotta be
Do we
Dwayne,
have a history
Dwayne
of
McDuffie,
Milestone?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Kind of. If you look in here, there's literally a history in these books all the time. Yeah, it's Dwayne McDuffie. May he rest in peace.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's passed away a couple
Oh, well
years
then,
ago.
dude, let's not make fun of his magnum opus. And
I don't think he was responsible for this travesty, though.
So when we last left off...
What the fuck was that?
I think that was someone taking a really
Probably my
big
car
shit.
getting towed
Did
up.
someone just crash into the building?
I parked in the Victor's lot. There is a threatening sign over there saying cars will be towed. But...
Victor he gives me free pizza. He's a good guy.
All right, so
He provides a place for creeps to hang out, so that's good, too.
He keeps them condensed in one spot.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like one of those, he's like a fly bug zapper sort of thing, you know. How are you guys doing today? We've established that you're
a little
awesome.
hungover.
All right, I guess. Yeah, that's par for the course on this fucking show. Let me tell you.
All right, so, David, all right, where we last left off, Superboy fought the Parasite with the help of Double X's mind powers, and then he saved a mailman was about to commit suicide, and
I think he tripped and
saved him.
fell off the.
No, he
the bridge.
totally wanted to fly like a butterfly. If you remember correctly, he was talking all kinds of nonsense.
He got hit in the head and fell off the bridge. That's what happened.
He was thinking about
By a
it
rock.
anyway, and Superboy saved him and got teleported to Dakota, which is...
Like, on the other side of a dimensional rift. Rift being the key word here, Drew, if you recall, from this goddamn awful crossover retarded-ass story.
Okay, so,
But, I mean, there are some quality moments.
we're really only going to cover the Superboy books in depth, so we're going to have David, who has taken it upon himself to reread this entire crossover event.
This is my fucking cross to bear.
Fill us in.
These are yours.
You can have.
I'm going to do it.
Go nuts.
All right, so we start
Everybody smoke my cigarettes.
We start off. World Collide number 4, Icon number 15 from July of 1994, published by DC Milestone Comics.
Worlds are colliding!
Dwayne McDuffie did actually write this book. And it's not bad. Of these shitty books, this is not a bad one. I wish I had copies for the class.
Worlds are colliding!
But you guys can just jump in whenever you want to. With questions, I think would be... Stop fucking with it.
Yeah, fine.
You can play with your dick all day or what? You gotta clean it. I mean, that's
Later.
true.
It's just common sense! Anybody knows you gotta keep your worlds apart!
All right, so this book.
Starts off, splash page, Superboy's like holding Fred Benson under the shoulders. He says, I hate to repeat myself, but where the heck are we? He's in Dakota, blah, blah, blah. Rocket flies up. She thinks that they're falling, and she captures them. Her force field's messing with Superboy's tactical telekinesis, drop him to the bridge. Then he starts to fly again. He's like, I tried to tell you before, I don't need a parachute. I'm Superboy. That was an editorial laugh, by the way.
Really?
Not actually in the book.
I think it would have improved it.
Worlds collide. You know what happens then?
Keep going, there's so many books.
Fred Benson says, I know you. Talking to Rocket, you work with Icon. Superboy is staring at her tits. Rocket has a Power Girl boob window.
Yeah, she does.
She has it's like a black boob window.
She didn't want people staring at him. Why would you cut that out of your costume?
And she even says in here, maybe Icon was right about this costume. After she catches him peeping her boobies out, and she says, I'm not wearing a name tag down there. You can call me Rocket and keep your eyes to yourself. Like, seriously.
Yeah, just keep...
Alex, you're a lady. Do you walk around with your tits out, expecting people not to look at them?
Every occasionally, but maybe it would have helped her with some sort of like weird.
Oh, dude, distraction.
Kind of thing.
Bad guy looks at her titties. She hits him with the big
It's all
purple
part of the
energy
power.
beam.
I get it. Anyway, Superboy says, I was just admiring your jacket. She says, yeah, sure.
Her powers derive from her belt buckle, correct?
I think she can fly because of it, but I'm not sure. I think she got hit in that blast.
Oh, that big...
First question: whose idea was it to have powers derived from a belt buckle?
Well,
That's
okay.
like a classic trope. I mean, really, going back in missionary history.
But whose idea was it?
Real quick,
I don't know.
the Milestone universe is basically this one city called Dakota, and everyone got powers because there was this thing called the Big Bang.
Someone tried to blow up all the poor people.
Yeah, they dropped gas and
It killed a lot of people and gave the rest of them
some people
powers.
it gave them superpowers. But like, there was one other superpowered character. He was Icon. He's an alien from another planet. He
Imagine
came
that.
to Earth. He's a lot like Superman.
He's been here since like slavery times or something, though.
Is he?
Yeah,
Well, he's kind of a dick if he's been hanging around since slavery.
Well,
Give a shit about that?
he's a shapeshifter initially, I think. So he takes the form of like the first person he sees, which was like a black lady that found him in a cotton field or some shit like that.
Okay.
Besides, stop imposing your morals on comic book characters. How does he know that that was wrong?
Anyway, so then at some point, Icon decides he needs a sidekick, and he gives Rocket a belt buckle, and she becomes Rocket.
Well, she finds him out. It was like one
So
of those.
she's
random
like-
things.
Icon's super boy?
Super Robin.
Because we got to make those parallels here, because everyone has a twin in this universe.
I always thought Static and Superboy were supposed to be the.
It's a big thing. He doesn't know. He keeps thinking that Fred, the mailman, thinks he's a girl in the other universe,
That's right.
and then he meets
That's
Static,
right.
and he's like, maybe I'm like him.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that's the whole thing.
Anyway, he doesn't know where he is. He's been teleported. She goes, "What do you mean? This is the 10th Avenue Bridge. You're in Dakota." And Superboy goes, "Great, north or south? Not the states, the city of Dakota." All right, they're talking about Metropolis, blah, blah, blah. Benson goes into, like, this big flashback, again, which they're going to do every issue until, like, it's halfway over. About how he goes to work in Metropolis, goes to sleep, wakes up in Dakota, goes to work in Dakota, falls asleep, wakes up in Metropolis, goes to work. Ad nauseum.
You know what's gonna happen now?
Worlds collide.
What? Yeah!
Because this world is your sanctuary, and if that world comes in contact...
Yes, it blows up!
Done. All right. Boom. Roasted. So it's just a lot of talky, and he thinks that all of a sudden Benson does... This is where he starts to get the idea that, like, he's creating these things in his brain, and then Superboy bends over and pinches him on the ass to prove that he's not a dream. And Superboy says it proved he was real. I'll happily do the same for you if you have any doubts, too.
He's making a joke about pinching Rocket on the butt.
Booty.
Yes.
And she says, you are so lame.
Yeah.
And then he goes, what's the matter? You scared? You're just a figment of my imagination? Like all Italian for some reason? I don't know what the fuck this deal is.
Everyone is a minority in the milestone.
She says, you touch me and I'll figment your imagination. God damn it. All right, this is the first time Benson goes kind of blue, which is weird. Starts getting crazy, and then he creates IRS auditors that look like the parasites. This is what's happening here.
Yeah, I know.
This is retarded. Anyway, they fight. Superboy gets, sort of his power zapped. Rocket zaps him with a force field, and then they wrap her up in, like, receipt tape. Saying things like, not deductible. Superboy says she'll suffocate if that stuff doesn't crush her first, because everyone knows receipts are the strongest material in the known universe or known parallel universe.
Dude, there's a lot of crap. Just keep moving.
I'm trying to go as fast as I can. He breaks her out. Superboy flies him away. He's just still checking her out. He's got a thought balloon that says, very attractive. I wonder if... Then he pretends to faint so he can cop a feel, because that's a pretty sweet move, I guess. I don't know.
Haven't you done that?
Yeah, haven't you ever just passed out and just, pretended to flop around like a dead fish with a seizure so you can get a feel?
You have.
Many times.
I might have. I mean, you guys probably know better than I would.
They were just here. I came here and they were still here.
This was the plan.
Worlds are colliding!
This is the podcast. She asks him to stop acting like a child all the time, and he says, I can't, I'm only 6 months old. And she doesn't get it, and there's no explanation given for that, although we know that he is only 6 months old. Benson starts to phase out. Then he creates a giant school bully that used to bully him, which looks like a massive Jimmy Olsen. Superboy flies at him, and he gets punched into a pier. He undoes his belt buckle for some reason. The big bully's belt buckle.
Okay.
Because he pantses him.
Oh, God.
And then Rocket hits him with a fucking energy blast and knocks him into the bay. And they high five. Then they fly off towards the Mason building because they think Edwin Oliva can help them. Edwin Oliva? I want to say Edwin Oliva. Yeah, Edwin Oliva. Again, guys, this sucks. All right, I want regular Superboy back, and we have to do these crossovers. All right. Then a giant monster is flying at him, and Icon shows up. He says, what's going on here? And Rocket says, no time, because basically we've spent, 24 pages wasting a lot of time so far. All right.
Worlds are colliding!
She'll explain on the way. They go to Oliva's to plug him in. Fucking hardware's there. Superboy's, trying to have a precious moment here. And he says, I just thought since I saved your life and stuff, we'll probably never see each other again, that you'd want to show your gratitude. Shameless, this motherfucker. Shameless. This is our boy.
Oh, this is a good page, though.
But this is where,
Yes.
this is it. No. And Rocket all of a sudden, gets real serious and says, I've been thinking you're right. And he goes, I am. He's like, yes, you're special, not like other boys. They just wanted to have sex. But you're willing to take on responsibility. He says, I am? And she says, sure, how many boys do you know would want to get involved with the pregnant girl? He says, pregnant? Because she's pregnant. Then she lifts up her shirt, shows him her belly button, and says, I used to have an innie. Innie? Yeah, belly button. And she says, and there is...
What the fuck is this?
I don't know, dude. Somehow he's taking his shirt off, from the middle, like it's a button up.
Apparently Superboy's shirt comes off, down the middle.
Yeah, there's no zipper there. He said he's thinking belly button, and she goes, what's your real name anyway? And then he leaves. Listen, they probably need me downstairs. We'll talk next time I'm in your dimension. And Icon comes in and goes, I'm sure you have a good explanation, blah, blah, blah. They got these guys on the camera in the lab, and Benson disappears. Meanwhile, some guy, the lone sentinel, not only has DMZ, this is a Blood Syndicate character.
Yeah, I know.
He's like keeping watch on the bridge, and the rift opens up, and across the bridge is Metropolis. And DMZ says, damn. The only thing I think he's ever said. End of issue. All right, so what do we think?
The art in the Milestone books was different.
It's not bad.
No.
The coloring process is not the same. They use like watercolor or something.
Okay. Alex's.
What's up?
So first thing we've noticed is that they apparently stole some fonts from
Jurassic Park. So, there you go.
It's apparently the same fonts as the fucking Lost World on the
Oh,
I
yes.
didn't catch that.
Jungle font.
Very nice.
But yeah, I mean, overall,
Whatever
I think
that
the whole
is.
point of this particular issue was to let us, in clear terms, know that Superboy is totally down for some strange.
That's what it is. And there's no taking that away from him until...
There really isn't a point to the rest of this. I mean, nobody gives a fuck about the fight. They just want to know.
Well, the fight was just showing off that Fred Benson had some powers.
He's starting to manifest his... Yeah, whatever.
Well, they had to have some sort of a plot mechanism to let the worlds collide.
Worlds will be colliding. Worlds will collide.
This is not good. Worlds are colliding. George is getting upset.
That's going to be trouble. Why? Jerry, don't you see this world here? This is George's sanctuary. If Susan comes into contact with this world, his worlds collide. You know what happens then?
All right, I would like to take on Worlds Collide number 5 here.
All right.
Because I own this because I was reading Steel up until this issue.
All right, here we go. Steel issue. Steel shoe.
Worlds Collide number 5, Steel number 6, July '94.
Oh, which is confusing.
$1.50 in US.
How much in Canada?
$2.
Not bad.
Yeah. This is a Steel comic.
This is a Steel comic.
Worlds collide.
So,
I'm just gonna cry.
on the cover you see Steel and Hardware fighting, and that would have made a great issue. That would have been pretty cool.
That would have made a great issue.
Open the cover, and Steel is flying his nephew Jamal to the hospital. And basically what happened, Jamal just took a bunch of tar and fought some gangbangers in Washington, D.C. And then when the tar wore off, which tar is like instant steroids, like you don't have to do any of the working out, you just take it and boom, you're all big and puffy for a couple minutes.
It's like the venom that Bane uses.
Right, but I think he took S-tar, actually. It's like super
Super
tar.
tar.
So he was like, "Wah!" Anyway.
Worlds collide.
Then Steel flies out of the hospital and immediately gets shot at by some guys. I think he's still fighting his nemesises over at the company he used to work at. He did not leave it 2 weeks, so they're very pissed at him.
In
and
attack?
they shot a rocket at him. Ameritech, I think?
Dunder Mifflin?
Yeah. Anyway, so they shot a heat-seeking missile at him, and so he dodges that, and he flies around a little bit, and that, he does the whole, like, fly close to the ground thing. The missile hits the ground, so then he's free to fly away. But he goes back and he grabs the director. You know, a lot of stuff is not having to do with this whole crossover event. So
These are the early issues. This
so
is
Steel.
it's very crowbar.
We are
All of
5
this.
books into this.
That's what I'm
crossover
talking
event.
about. It sucks. It sucks, Drew. This fucking sucks. I hate this. I don't want to do it, but we have to. Is Superboy even in this issue?
Hold on, he does. He gets in here.
All right.
So Steel then picks up this dude that's running the company that he used to work at, yells at him a little bit.
I used to think it was okay for a while, and then I reread.
He hands him over to the police, and he flirts with that girl cop he's been getting on with, and he flies away.
Worlds collide.
Weak.
Okay, now at page 9 of this comic, we finally find out, so wherever they took Fred Benson in Dakota, that doctor has a counterpart in the DC world, which is this guy named Hazard. and he wears like this purple Cobra Commander suit.
Oh, did you just mention it's the Edwin Alva of this world?
Yeah,
Okay, just
tried.
thought you did.
Tried to do that.
I wasn't paying attention.
So now they are also working on Fred Benson's like spirit form, I guess.
I want to mention that everyone has really cool T-shirts on right now.
All right, so they're like, I guess like they have some sort of like,
in the studio, not in the
energy
book.
Fred Benson.
I'm going to talk over this because it's
sitting in their lab, and they're working on him, I guess. And all of a sudden, Fred Benson pops back into DC's reality, and he brings with him Hardware, Superboy, and Rocket.
Worlds are colliding!
Superboy's hair is really messed up in this panel.
I think
Look at
it
that.
looks good. I like Chris.
Wind
It's
blow.
Chris Batista, right, on the
Right.
pencils? I like that guy's stuff.
I don't know.
I think it is.
Anyway, so they pop in to DC's universe. They look around. They're like, we don't like the looks of this scary-looking lab. So then they teleport away immediately. Yeah, they just popped in, said, no,
Fuck this,
and
bye.
then they popped out.
All right.
So now they're in an alleyway in Metropolis,
Excuse me.
and Superboy's still hitting on Rocket. Rocket, doesn't like that. That
How's the ass
Still
look in this
going.
issue?
Hardware, finally, he's on the cover. Metropolis. I don't think I like this place.
Guy draws
Who
good
are those
butts.
people back there? Why is everyone white?
Did he really say that?
No, he didn't say that.
Oh my
But-
God.
Well, it's a good
I
question.
seriously wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I got my hopes up with that one.
Oh my
It
God.
was the 90s. It had to be edgy.
So now, Rocket tries to placate Fred Benson because she realizes that he's super powerful. And she's trying to tell him that Metropolis...
What do you mean by
is the
placate?
real
Did you
world.
mean folate?
Well, she's trying to say, yeah, you dreamt up one reality. It's Metropolis. It's not Dakota.
Oh, right, because they're like...
And
yeah.
Superboy's all like, fuck you! I'm real! Dakota's not real! So anyway, and then Hazard is, like, still looming about in his lab. Apparently his body stays in the other reality.
See, that's weird because
He's
in the
got
last
two bodies.
issue, it didn't. It just disappeared.
Right.
There are some
Okay.
inconsistencies, shall we say, with this story that really make for a quality reading.
So
experience.
Hazard sends his jetpack goons, because everyone's got them.
It's the 90s.
And
Very popular.
they're trying to take Fred back, and he just teleports away again. Meantime, Hardware's... I don't even fucking get it. Okay.
It doesn't
Steel is like saving some
It's
people
really-
somewhere in the city while Hardware is fighting these goons.
We want to talk
What happened to the kid at the hospital?
Steel then flies over to all the commotion that's going on over here, and Hardware shoots him. So he shoots Hardware, and it looks like they're gonna fight. Nope. Rocket tells him, knock it off, you guys are on the same side. And then Hazard is now on the scene, and they shoot some gas at the group.
yeah.
Everyone just disappears again, and Superman shows up, and Steel didn't get to go with the group. that
Let me ask the
disappeared.
panel real quick. Are you enjoying this?
Honestly, I got distracted.
You're
by this.
totally lost.
Superman and Steel shake hands and kind of like...
Oh, yeah, they fucking...
I
like
got-
Hercules and whatever the fuck that guy's
Okay,
name
I
was.
here it is.
distracted.
Here's the good... Okay,
Worlds are colliding!
One good part.
Spider-Man.
both labs have Fred Benson, and they both wake him up at the same time. So he exists in both realities, conscious at the same time, which causes that whole bridge thing to happen in that last issue.
How about that?
And now,
In the last issue, which also they finally get to at the end of this issue.
does the bridge have a name in Dakota?
10th Avenue Bridge or something like that.
Okay. So now that bridge is connected to Metropolis's Hobsnick Bridge.
Right.
And then it ends.
And
That's
then, wait, hold on. Go back. And then a delightful ad for Catwoman number 12 by Jim I Love Boobs Ballin. Nice.
But that is an ad for Night's
Real
End, which is
nice.
a way better story. Yeah.
Just want to point out this last issue.
Yeah.
I just noticed this. It looks like they copied Spider-Man precisely in this bridge scene here. It looks a hell of a lot like Spidey to me.
He does have a sort of
Oh.
Why is he posing like that? Why do people pose like this?
That character of the Blood Syndicate just hangs out on the bridge all day.
That's what he does. He swings that lantern. That is
It's
it.
a really fucking
As far as I can tell.
I'm going to guess he was top of the class at superhero school.
So, as final thoughts on Steel number 6,
Good drawings.
what could have happened here is you could have had Steel and Hardware, like, duke it out for a little while.
You know what? In the last issue of Hardware, that probably could have happened too, but instead they just broke a mirror with each other in it?
Well,
What the fuck
it was a
that?
weird floating mirror that was sneaking up on Steel.
Yeah, and
We discussed this. He was not in the John in his suit of armor
coffee.
taking a leak or anything.
No, he was just out on the street.
And this mirror just appeared
It just
behind
popped up
him.
behind him, and they both broke it.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right, here's the deal. All right, Blood Syndicate, issue 16, Blood Syndicate vs. Superman. On the cover is a really terrible drawing of Superman's crotch. It's unbelievable. Go look it up. This is Worlds Collide number 6, published July 94. Toys of the Gods by Ivan Velez Jr. writer, Chris Cross. Chris Cross is the penciler, by the way. Do you remember Chris Cross?
he's going to make you jump.
He's going to make you jump for, like, to kill yourself because this issue sucks.
Daddy Mac will make you.
Anyway,
Jump!
it starts off in the factory on Paris Island with Fade and Kawhi. They're both like having this existential conversation with themselves, and some shit happens, and the rest of Blood Syndicate shows up.
Pay attention, Alexis!
Some guy is brushing his teeth in the shower. Aqua Maria shows up. They say some shit's going down. There's a giant wall of clouds. They look at it, and it's a giant wall of clouds, and there's a guy named Dog, and he's like, you go check it out. And his dog's like, why me? He's like, because you're a dog, dumbass. Go do it. 10th Avenue Bridge, or what's left of it, still that wall of clouds. They kind of jump through it, I guess. I don't know. Oh, my sweet God, blah, blah, blah. And then they look over and see that Dakota is destroyed, but they're seeing Metropolis, which is destroyed. And I know.
These ads are amazing.
I know.
I fucking love these ads.
We're doing
We will
ads.
get to the ads.
We actually
in
do
a
in
minute.
minutes.
Like, we will definitely get there. Anyway, they see that they think Dakota's tries Metropolis. They go in trying to start helping people, and they think they're the Justice League, and they're like, what? They think everyone in Metropolis is fucking insane because the Justice League is fake. Some stuff happens here. They're flying, and they wound up at what do they call those things? Like a refugee camp with.
Well, remember,
and this is like
Metropolis just got destroyed.
Right. No, I was just thinking
so,
refugee camp.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Yeah, okay. And Lois Lane is there trying to help people. The most terribly drawn Lois Lane ever. If you look at this, and then Aqua Maria says like they need water, so she makes it rain, and Lois is basically taking a shower right here. This is the worst panel I've ever seen drawn. Look at this. What is that about? Oh, in the middle of a refugee camp. Let me shoot a L'Oreal commercial, or maybe it's for Garnier Fructis, or
Yeah,
perhaps
like after she had her face scullified.
like what the fuck? This is retarded.
Well, then the next page though jumps into is that Superman just like
He's fighting a giant bear because one of the characters is sort of like basically Beast Boy.
He's a shape changer.
He's
yeah.
a shapeshifter, and
To me, it just looked like Superman humping a giant
he
bear.
does. He says he's got to get you back to the zoo, and then that's what I'm like. And then the guy turns into a snake, and there's some kid that Lois has her hand on his head, looking like she's about to make him suck her dick. The kid says, Miss Lane, it's a flying snake, but it's just that shapeshifter guy falling through the sky after he changed.
The most phallic series.
This is the most retarded shit ever.
There's a lot of subtext here that
So,
we may have to discuss.
yeah, perhaps, but I really don't
I
want
don't want to discuss any of this. I just don't get it.
Yeah, so Superman's flying, and Blood Syndicate basically attacks him, and then he kind of beats the shit out of him. End of the issue. Superman is about to fight the Blood Syndicate. Hold on a second. Take it from there.
Dear
I gotta
listener,
do this. Hold on.
if you've been listening to this, basically what's happened in this book is a gang of superheroes, well, not heroes, a superpowered gang in Dakota ran across the bridge, and then they fought Superman. The end. That's it.
It was
That's-
fucking riveting.
That's what you wasted $1.50 on.
Does Superman have long flowing hair in that?
Oh, yeah, Superman has long hair right now.
It was the 90s.
That's that.
I just
We're just
yeah, a mullet thing. Though.
moving on. If you want more in-depth coverage of this particular thing, wait for Crisis to Crisis to come out, because they'll do a much better job of going through each of these books. What's up, Alexis?
I'm just basking in the glory of not knowing what the fuck is going on, but I'm stuck on the fact that it looks like Superman just fucked the bear.
You know, I have
Superman
to
did fuck that bear, and he did it really well. He really talk about that crotch on the cover, though.
I think that bear
He's wearing a diaper.
Oh yeah, that is definitely a man diaper.
That is a super diaper.
But I mean, I think he needs a super diaper to contain.
The super shit.
Yeah, because it's obviously running down his leg. Because those can't be muscles.
Those are not muscles. That is diarrhea.
Welcome back. No, wait, we're not.
I don't think we went.
We didn't. It's just clips of George yelling about worlds colliding being bad. George is getting upset. Anyway, on to Worlds Collide: Rift Between Worlds #1.
Don't you have a copy of that?
We're still waiting for
This is actually the midpoint of this goddamn crossover.
#2 to come out.
This noise?
But this book, remember, it had a cover, an alternate cover,
There was a color form cover.
and you could make your own cover.
Mm-hmm. They tried to bring some of that Lobo heat,
Yeah,
but it didn't work that well.
I don't know. It was well read, but
This one is actually not bad. Like, if the series was contained to, like, a couple of issues before this one and a couple after, it would have been tight.
what? No, not again. Superboy just
He's, like, in the wind. He's in the wind,
he's in Dakota again.
I guess.
Um,
Although,
Fred
isn't that where we
Benson
left him last time?
is in Dakota again.
Nobody knows. No one had, like, a fucking cork board to, like, place this stuff up on or something?
They didn't even do it at DC. Anyway, he looks at some comic books. Fred Benson's looking at some comic books, and they were his drawings from when he was a kid. So, whatever. Static is getting out of school at this time, so it's around 3 in the afternoon. And he's drawing some stuff, too, because he's a comic
Approximately
book
3
guy.
p.m. Friday, 4:20. Gong gong!
They're walking past a subway where Fred Benson stumbles out of it, and Fred is actually trying to use his powers a little bit more, and he makes Static's artwork come to life, which makes 2 bad superheroes.
I kind of like these guys' look, though. They look retarded and very 90s, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Static runs off to go change, and Fred Benson realizes he uses... Let's just pick it up. So Superboy's flying over Dakota. He sees these super bad guys that used to be part of Static's comic book. God, that's why this is hard to do, because there's so much shit happening, but no time to, like, really...
There's every character from, well, Superman books and Dakota Universe, and nobody knows who any of them are, and
Yeah.
everything is...
Superboy flies in, starts fighting these bad guys that Fred just created. He hits on Static's girlfriend. Static shows up and is like, hey, is this guy clowning with you? Blah, blah, blah. They have a whole, no, I'm the hero. No, I'm the hero.
No, I'm the hero!
So then,
WNBC!
both try to use their powers at the same time to stop a bad guy, and they kind of cancel each other out. And there's kind of a cool bit here. Static goes, hey, get your force field off of my supervillain. And Superboy says, get your supervillain out of my force field. Anyway, so we find out that the boy's powers kind of, Alright, Superboy is using his force in a way that he never uses it again. He creates a force bubble. Whatever.
Yeah, he's not the Invisible Girl.
Fred Benson then makes his characters come to life, and they're all attacking Superboy and Static, so it's a big clusterfuck. And then, Fred Benson decides to absorb all the powers to himself, and he becomes...
Rift.
Now he becomes Fred Benson in an
Mailman to
icon
the stars.
costume, holding a gun, riding a motorcycle that's powered by rainbows, and he has giant wheel feet.
You're making this up.
I'm not!
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
not! I'm not
I
making
forgot.
this up! That's what is going on.
God
He's
damn
got
it.
wheels for feet, but his motorcycle runs on rainbow power. He's wearing a big green icon costume with a giant F on it, and he's got a giant machine gun.
For fuck, I hate this.
Static,
what the F
Superboy,
stands
and
for.
Rocket
Fucking
just
weird.
stop and just look at him.
I
And
should learn to love it.
Then we go back to Hazard's lab. They're still working on Fred.
Good page, though. Is that really nice last page?
No.
He draws his chick with a nice head.
Yeah.
I like Chris Batista's artwork. He draws good butts.
So then Superboy is like trying to talk Fred out of being.
You go, Chris Batista, with your good butt drawings.
And Fred gets all mad because the kids, when he used to play as a kid, he could never be Batman. He always had to be one of the henchmen.
Excellent page by Tom Grummett.
And
There's some good. There's highlights.
this conversation continues. Fred's really pissed about his childhood. No one ever let him be. They never let him play any of the reindeer games.
With Ben Affleck?
So,
But better, actually.
and Fred realizes that the two labs in both dimensions are trying to steal his powers. He gets pissed. He tells Hazard, "No, I'm not your puppet." And then he points at the other guy and he goes, "I'm nobody's puppet. You're all my dreams, my creations. I was afraid of my powers. Well, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm the one who's real.
I'm not afraid anymore.
I am power. I am."
Oh, because he's God now.
Well, yeah, he's taken that right out of the Bible, and he
Pretty
becomes
much.
Rift, which is this giant,
Guy with long hair. Gotta have long hair.
long-haired guy with a forehead that fumes weird energy.
Worlds collide.
It exists in multiple places at the same time.
Multiple places.
Yeah. Cuts back to Superman fighting that gang. Let's see, highlights from that are everyone just takes turns showing what their power is, using it against Superman, and finding out that Superman's stronger.
He is stronger.
Water doesn't hurt him. The brick lady doesn't hurt him. The
Oh,
other
water
guy
doesn't hurt?
him. The time girl that can, her power is flash. She's flashback, and her power is
Flashes
she
back
can,
like 10 seconds.
she can minus 3 seconds from time.
There you go.
Well, Superman's really fast, so on the third time of that trick, yeah, fuck it. No.
Dot, etc.,
They
etc.
continue to try to beat up Superman. Superman then uses his heat vision to draw a line in the sand, literally, and tells him, "We're going to have trouble if anyone comes across this line."
Worlds collide.
Meanwhile...
Just break their
Rocket,
necks, Superman. Just
Superboy,
break their necks.
and Static are all looking at Rift, and he's God now, so that's going on.
No, I am God.
Rift then picks
That's
up
from
Paris
Biodome.
Island, tosses it into the ocean.
Yeah, he just kills everyone on Paris Island like it was nothing.
Yeah, Rocket's upset about that, no one else. And...
Oh, Static looks a little shocked. Little Static shocked. Ah! Ha ha! Oh, yeah, where's my rim shot bump there?
Well, he threw the island over his shoulder and through the dimensional rift, so it lands in Metropolis's bay, and it creates, in both dimensions, a tidal wave that is
Yes.
coming for both cities.
Giant tidal wave, a tsunami.
And then there's an ad for Zombie.
Worlds are colliding!
Who gives a shit? All right.
You know what? I'm slowly coming around here because I apologize. We're going back to the last one because that's what we're doing.
Do it.
We're going to the last
Comment
one.
on Blood
Well,
Syndicate.
you guys are talking about like the current one,
Sorry.
and when you see Superman getting a head from an octopus in the same issue that he just fucked a bear, when you take it in that frame of mind, this starts to almost become entertaining. Because
God
it's
damn
just
it.
completely fucking insane.
My mouth was full of coffee, you piece of
It's
shit.
just completely fucking insane.
Worlds are colliding!
You know?
Okay.
So, once you start to take it like that, like, I have no clue what the fuck's going on. It's goddamn crazy. But Superman just got a head from an octopus.
Suck it. Suck it. Suck it.
I just
Most
need
readers
somebody
at
to
this
read
point
this
don't
sound
know
effect.
who, like, 50% of the characters are.
Yeah,
This
fuck it.
is
Who cares? It's all
Wreck-a-Thum
insane.
Rumble.
And the setting just keeps jumping around all the time. It's
Worlds collide. And my brain dies.